1 second, I'm sorry. Come on.
All right, if you're having problems, just don't say anything, please.
Okay, there we go.
Everyone, could you please remain quiet and stay into the camera? Sit up. Mr. Dominique, you look like you lounging back. Could you please sit up? Still laying back. Things like this. Is everyone out, Judge? Okay, 36th District Court is back in session with the Honorable Raeigen Evans presiding. My court's in session. There's absolutely, you are not to be lounging back, Mr. Dominic. Sleeping, walking, talking, driving, smoking, or eating, and he's still laying back, Judge. When your name is called,
I got the phone down. I'm tall. I'm 6'6". What you expect?
Could you sit up, Mr. Dominic?
I'm sitting up. You want me to hold it up like this?
You can do what you want to do. In respect of the court, please sit up. While court's in session, there will be no walking around, sleeping, talking, driving, smoking. When your name is called, please unmute your device, stay muted, and give your full and undivided attention to the court. Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Mr. Petway. This is the people versus RJ Davis, ticket number 22750-167. Count one, no valid operator's license on person. Ticket number 22750-166. Count one, disregard red signal. Count two, no proof of insurance. Good morning. Please say your names for the record, starting with Officer Williams.
Officer Williams, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Pauline Strokey, behalf of Mr. Davis. People made a recommendation. The no ops would be amended to fail display of a license. And the disregarding red signal is going to be changed to 1 to 5 over. At this time, he's ready to enter a plea regarding the failed display, a guilty plea.
Tamika Horn on behalf of the city, P70303. Good morning, everyone.
All right. With that, you stipulate to the face of the ticket with ticket number ending in 166.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
Court will amend count one to speeding 1 to 5, and you stipulate the probable cause as to the remaining tickets to be dismissed without
Your Honor, so stipulated.
All right, they're dismissed without prejudice. Will proceed to sentencing. There's a fine of $125. Mr. Davis, because this is a civil infraction, you got 14 days to pay this fine. Can you have it paid by March 16th?
Does the court accept cash payments?
Yeah, I believe so. You can come down.
I'll be able to pay that.
Any questions, sir? If not, you're all set. Good luck to you.
No, I believe that was all.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
This is Jesse Rogers, ticket number SP1396405, count one, no insurance misdemeanor, count two, 6 to 10 miles per hour over posted speed. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with Corporal Bennett. Unmute yourself, Corporal Bennett, say your name, please.
Pauline Strokey, behalf of Ms. Rogers. The people made a recommendation. My client would plead to the reduced charge of impeding traffic, and I would stipulate to the face of the complaint as a factual basis and stipulate to probable cause for dismissal of the misdemeanor.
And the court will amend count two to blockading. We'll proceed to sentencing. Oh, and this was the court will dismiss count one without prejudice. There's a $175 fine. Ms. Rogers, say your name for the record, please.
Chastity Rogers. I got a question, Your Honor. I got it for no speed, with no insurance and speeding.
Yes, ma'am.
So how is it that y'all got misconduct?
Nobody has misconduct. The admission is to blockading. Did you want to take that offer or did you want to go to trial?
But I have insurance now.
That's being dismissed.
Okay.
Blockading is on the speeding ticket.
And you say I have to pay how much?
$175
For what?
for the blockading fine.
What's the Black Katie fine?
Ma'am, I explained to you it'd be no points and it doesn't go on your record. It was reduced from the speeding ticket.
But I'm saying, like, why do I have to pay money?
Because you still have to make admissions to some, this is your option. You can go to trial. Corporal Bennett is here. He's ready to present his case. You can present your case and the court can decide if you're guilty or not. Or you can take the offer, which is blockading, with no point, no fine. It's a fine, but it's a no point civil infraction. The fine is $175 for blockading. I can't change it. That's what it is.
I don't have no $175.
So you can do community service in lieu of the fine.
I'm on disability.
They can accommodate you. They'll find.
Okay,
something
how
to
many days of community service I'm gonna have to do?
So you would have to do, give me one moment. You would have to do 18 hours of community service.
That's what, 3 days?
I don't know how long it would take you to do it. I will give you someone that would set it up.
Okay.
What does that mean? Do you want to
I
take the
do the
offer?
community service.
So you want to take the offer?
Yes.
Do you stipulate to the face of the ticket, Mr. Roki?
So stipulated, Your Honor.
All right, so there will be a fine of $175 because you're opting to do community service. It will be 18 hours of community service. You will have till March 16th to have this completed. So that you got to come back on that date of March 16th. At
I have to
8:30.
come back to court?
Yes, ma'am. Do you have?
Would I have to do it Zoom or would I have to come in person?
It would be on Zoom.
Okay.
Do you have a pen? I can give you the phone number to the person you need to call to get your community service set up. And I would suggest calling her right now.
I'm ready.
Her phone number is 313-965.
965.
I don't know if I.
You say
813.
8130.
Her name is Miss Green.
Miss Green.
Yes.
If they do somebody else in a minute, then I'll go because I'll get.
Hold on, Miss Rodriguez. Miss Rodriguez, we can hear you. Hold on.
Sorry.
All right, her name is Miss Green. She'll get your community service set up. You let her know that you're disabled and she'll find something to accommodate you and come back on March 16th at 8:35.
Okay, and you say the number is 313-965-8130?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
You stipulate the proper cause as to count one, Ms. Soroki.
Your Honor, so stipulated.
All right, that matters dismissed by prejudice. You're all set, Ms. Rogers. Good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you, Corporal Bennett.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You don't have to call, well, you do have to call, you know, but
Okay, this is the people versus Joseph Dominic. What are you doing, sir?
I'm trying to get a new lawyer. I don't think my lawyer got my best interest.
You have one of the best lawyers that works in this court. She does this every day, all day. And I mean, if I ever had a choice of an attorney to have in my courtroom, it's always Mr. Oki.
No, because I put she didn't even ask me that. She just trying to get me to take pleas. It don't sound like the best lawyer.
Here's the thing, you have a lot of tickets today. 2 of the officers did appear for your tickets. And so the prosecutor has she's offered you something based on the officers that are present. And I believe the offer was for you to plead to 2 tickets, and the court would be dismissing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tickets.
It's 3 tickets, Your Honor.
Yep, and Your Honor, it would be Tamika Horn with the City of Detroit. Yes, it would be 3 tickets, 1 to open alcohol passenger, officer backstresser. Also, I believe an improper plates, that's officer backstresser. And as to Corporal McCree's ticket, amending that suspended or no ops to failure to display. In exchange, by virtue of the DPD officers that are listed who didn't show up for trial, in addition to the plea offer as to the officers who are here, that would be 9 cases dismissed.
Right, okay, thank you. So I stand corrected. 9 tickets would be dismissed, you'd be pleading to 3. You have a total of.
But I already did community service for a lot of the tickets. So tickets still on there.
You haven't done, Mr. Dominic, whatever community service that you've done in the past is not as to these tickets. These are all open tickets that you still have. You might have had other tickets that you did community service on, but these are tickets that still need to be adjudicated.
But I done did jail time and all that for a lot of tickets, and now these the same ticket. I got to time my records and hit the court though.
They're not the same tickets, sir. They're not the same tickets. These tickets have not been adjudicated. So your option is you can go to trial. We have the officers here. You can go to trial on those tickets, or you can take the offer. It's up to you. You can have Mr. Roki represent you. You can represent yourself. If I had, I mean, it doesn't matter to me what you decide. But I would suggest you should go with Mrs. Roki because she knows what she's doing. And she's a really good lawyer.
I don't know. They're just telling me to plead.
No one's telling you to do anything. It's up to you what you want to do. I'm just telling you what your options are. You can go to trial or you can take the offer.
But I can't have a new lawyer.
You can represent yourself.
What if I bought a lawyer? How about that?
You want to retain your own lawyer, you can do that.
And Your Honor, the people would object. Now's the date and time set for trial. Mr. Dominic had plenty of time to retain his own attorney for today's trials.
That is true. That is true. We're ready to go. The officers are here. They're ready.
All right, well, come on, let's go to trial.
Okay, so we'll recall your matter.
Your Honor,
This is
can
the-
you call Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, this is the People versus Kerry Rodriguez, ticket number SP 1396192. Count 1, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 2, expired plates. Count 3, 16 to 20 miles per hour over posted speed. Good morning, please say your names for the record.
Your Honor, Pauline Stroke, you have a Carrie Rodriguez. Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes,
what's your name?
Carrie Rodriguez.
Your Honor, the people made a recommendation. They would dismiss the misdemeanors and amend the civil infraction to blockading traffic. At this time, I plead responsible on my client's behalf and stipulate to the face of the complaint, and I stipulate to probable cause on the dismissed matters.
Ms. Horn, is it blockading? Because the plea form says speed 1 to 5.
If I'm not mistaken, Your Honor, it is speeding 1 to 5. Upon review of her Secretary of State record, I think the blockading was as to Miss Chastity Rogers.
So ma'am, they're offering you a 1-point ticket speeding 1 to 5. Do you want to accept that?
Yes,
Your Honor, we would stipulate to the face of the complaint as factual basis and my client's admitting responsibility to 1 to 5 over.
You stipulate probable cause.
So stipulated.
Counts 1 and 2 are dismissed without prejudice. Count 3 is amended to speed 1 and 5 will proceed to sentencing. There's a fine of $125, Ms. Rodriguez, because this is a civil action. You have 14 days to pay it. Can you have it paid by March 16th?
Yes.
Do you have any questions, ma'am?
No.
You're all set. Good luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the People versus Christopher Davenport. Ticket number SP 1395652, count 1, possession of drug paraphernalia prohibited. Good morning. Please say your name for the record.
Your Honor, Pauline Soroka, on behalf of Mr. Davenport. Mr. Davenport, can you unmute and say your name, please?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, say your name.
Christopher Ian Davenport.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Davenport is entering a plea of not guilty, requesting a bench trial date.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Davenport. Do you swear, other hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You put your hand down. You understand you do have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
Forced you or promised you anything of value to waive your right to a jury trial? Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value to waive your right to a jury trial?
No.
So the court's going to continue. You're not guilty. Please set this for a bench trial date for March 15th at 9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
What is that date again, ma'am?
March 15th at 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is the People versus Joshua Rooks Kearney, ticket number SP 1397613, count 1, no insurance misdemeanor, count 2, drive and register or entitled vehicle, count 3, improper plate. Morning, please say your.
Your Honor, Pauline Soroka, on behalf of Mr. Rux Kearney.
Yes, Mr. Joshua Russ Kearney.
I believe the officer is present.
Yes, officer.
Yes.
Peter. Say your
Hello?
name, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we got you, Mr. Rux Kearney. Officer
Okay.
Jetter, can you say your name, please?
Officer Jetter. Jawan Jetter, 11 precinct.
Ms. Horn, do you want to? So Officer Jetter,
Tamika Horn on behalf of the city.
can you identify my client?
Yes.
All right, well, he has Mr. Rux Kearney, can you provide your insurance and registration, please?
This is my registration.
Okay, we got to be able to see the expiration date.
Okay. I got my, you want to see my license? I mean, license plates?
No, we just want to see your registration. You just had it.
And Your Honor,
It's-
what kind of vehicle was this, might I add, for Mr. Rux Kearney?
Vehicle is a 2012 Dodge vehicle.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Okay.
sir, say something so it gets, your picture gets bigger.
I'll pin him.
It's I had a 2000. I got a 2002
Now
Dodge.
move in. Mr. Rux
616,
Kearney.
it's 61623. I saw that.
And
Okay.
who's the insured?
It's not the insurance, that's the registration.
Just
Okay.
wondering who's the, can you
It's
hold
from-
it up again, please, and stay still?
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, and so is this for a newer vehicle?
No, this for a 2002 Acura.
Okay, and what is your, let me look at his charges are for,
It's improper plates, unregistered, and no insurance.
there we go. I see it. Thank you, Judge. Okay, and I saw the registration, your insurance.
My insurance is right here. It's through Care Auto.
Okay. Okay, and it expires. Can you tell Ms. Soroki?
No, he's got to say something, Mr. Kearney, and hold it back
Hello.
up.
Hello, it's it expired in
Okay,
November.
stop. It's not, I can't, it's not flat, but I see 23.
Okay. Okay, it looks like maybe November of 2023. I see 2 and 11. Okay, Officer Jetter, since he has complied with having insurance and registration for his now current vehicle, I would be inclined to dismiss. Is that okay with you?
That is fine with me.
Okay, thank you, Officer Jetter, and thank you, Mr. Rux Kearney.
Thank you.
You stipulate the proper cause, Mr. Roki?
Your Honor, so stipulated.
All right, these matters are dismissed without prejudice. You are all set, Mr. Rux Kearney. Good luck to you, sir. And thank you, Officer. Jet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you guys ready on, well, Mr. Dominic, you're representing yourself?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Which one? You represent yourself? You ready?
Yeah.
I can't hear you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the People versus Joseph Dominic, ticket number SP 1128607, count 1, driver license suspended, repeat offender, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket number SP 1140315, count 1, driver license suspended. Ticket number SP 1140214, count 1, improper plates, count 2, driving registered or entitled vehicle, count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. I think that is. I think that's it for the no police officers. Good morning, please state your names for the record. Mr. Dominic, state your name.
Joseph Dominic.
All right, so these matters were set for trial at 9 o'clock. It's 11:44. No officer has appeared. Mr. Dominic, are you moving to dismiss these matters without prejudice?
I can't hear you. Can you repeat it?
Are you moving to have these matters dismissed because the officer didn't appear?
Yes.
All right, these matters are dismissed without prejudice. We're also here on ticket number SP 1276078, count 1, open alcohol in a motor vehicle. Ticket number SP 1276035, count 1, improper plates, count 2, driver license suspended, count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket number SP 1276038, count 1, driving registered or untitled vehicle. And ticket number SP 1311362, count 1, driver license suspended. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with the people.
Tamika Horn, appearing on behalf of the people, P70303.
Say your name. Office Corporal McCree, can you say your name, sir?
Yes, Corporal Jamie McCree, badge 2865.
Officer Backstresser, can you say your name? Oh, yes, Officer Backstresser, can you say your name?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Officer Backstresser, badge 8, Detroit Police Department.
Are there any pre-trial matters before we proceed on behalf of the people? You're muted, Mrs. Horn.
No pretrial matters on my behalf, Your Honor.
Mr. Dominic, are there any pre-trial matters before you proceed, sir?
I don't get what you mean by that.
Do you have any matters you want to deal with before we start the trial?
No.
All right, did you want to make an opening statement, Ms. Horn?
The people will waive opening statement, and as far as pretrial matters, just for the court's knowledge and defendant's knowledge, the offer that was previous on the table will be removed for trial, and we'll be going to trial on all matters with the officers.
Okay.
But I'll make it quick as possible, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Dominic, did you want to make an opening statement, sir? You can
No,
waive
ma'am.
it or.
I can't hear you.
Did you want to make an opening statement? You can waive it or you can reserve it for when it's your turn to present your case.
I wait.
All right, you call your first witness, Ms. Horn.
I think the issue that briefly, 5 minutes, can Mr. Clerk send me a copy of the tickets? Because I don't know the date and time. Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
Did you receive the email, Ms. Horn?
Received, Your Honor. I'm just gonna print it off. It only takes a quick second. Print. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks so much. Okay. Okay, ready, Your Honor.
All right, you can call your first witness.
Okay, I'd like to call Corporal Jamie McCree.
Corporal McCree, can you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down, you may proceed.
Okay, and good morning, Corporal. Where are you currently employed?
City of Detroit Police Department,
And how long have you been a police officer?
34 years.
And please describe any training you've received regarding traffic stops.
Learning how to write traffic tickets, the laser units, radar units. I've been writing tickets a long time.
Okay, and on February 8th, 2022 at 1:55 p.m., were you on duty?
Yes.
Okay, and on duty, where were you?
In the area of West Grand Boulevard and West Vernon Highway.
And is that in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And at that date and time, did anything happen that led you to issue a citation for a ticket?
Yes, I observed an expired plate on a 2000 Ford Explorer, black in color, and it was driven by the defendant, Mr. Joseph Dominic. The plate was expired November 2020.
Okay, and was that prior to you issuing this ticket?
Yes.
And what happened once, did you make a traffic stop due to that expired plate?
Yes, I did.
And what happened once you effectuated the stop?
After I spoke with Mr. Dominic and advised him why I stopped him regarding the plate, I asked for his ID and went back to my scout car.
And when you, did you receive that, did he hand over his ID?
Yes, he did.
Okay, and when you went to your scout car, what did you do at that time?
I put everything into the lien. The vehicle was not in his name, so I think it was belonged to someone else. But per the lien or Secretary of State, his license was suspended since 2008.
Okay. And what is lien, if you would describe it to the court?
Yeah, it's a computer system from the state of Michigan.
Okay, and what type of information does it provide to you in your investigation?
It gives me the current status of his driver's license.
Okay, and is West Grand Boulevard and West Vernon Highway, is that a public roadway?
Yes.
And was he operating that 2000 black Ford?
Yes.
And in order to legally operate a vehicle in the state of Michigan, what does a driver need?
A valid driver's license.
And is it illegal to not have a valid driver's license?
It is.
So during your investigation, what type of citation did you issue, if any?
I wrote him a citation for expired plate, no proof of insurance. The lien also revealed that there was no insurance on the vehicle. And I also wrote him this here ticket here for drive while license suspended, and I had the vehicle impounded.
Okay, and how many people were in the car?
I'm looking at my ticket and it doesn't say. I don't have any notes as to that.
Okay, thank you for that. And did you have an opportunity to observe the person you were investigating that was in the vehicle?
Yes.
Do you recall how long you were able to observe this person?
For however long it took.
I'm sorry, Corporal McCree, I can't tell if you're reading from the document that you have in your hand, but can you make sure you put it down so that, because it's hard to see, that you're just testifying from your memory, sir?
Okay, all right. I don't know how long I was there, but it from start to finish to impounding the vehicle, it had to be at least 45 minutes.
Okay, and based on your observations of this person, would you recognize this person if you saw him or her again?
Well, that was back in February of 2022. I would have to pull up the watch guard video and my BWC to make a comparison.
Okay, and can you do you recognize that person in the virtual courtroom today?
I believe it would be Mr. Joseph Dominic.
Okay, I think, Your Honor, at this time, the people, and Corporal McCree, is no fault to you. On these types of cases, we rarely have an opportunity to prepare as far as, you know, the basic traffic tickets. So the people will dismiss, because I don't believe that Corporal McCree is able to fully identify Joseph Dominic.
Do you object, Mr. Dominic?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, this matter is dismissed without prejudice. Thank you, Corporal McCree.
Thank you, Corporal McCree. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, talk to you later.
All right, any additional witnesses, Ms. Horn?
So we'll proceed. The people are calling its second witness in these matters.
Officer Baxtresser, can you turn your video on, sir? And raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, put your hand down. You may proceed.
Okay, I'm ready. Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Baxtresser, good afternoon, almost afternoon. You stated your name for the record. Where are you currently employed, officer?
Detroit Police Department.
How long have you been a police officer?
6 years.
Okay, and please describe any training you've received in regards to traffic stops.
Speed measurement training, so radar, LiDAR, visual estimation. I'm also accident investigation trained.
Okay, and let's see, get my questions together. And what did your training teach you to look for in regards to traffic stops of these types, as far as the tickets that were issued on this date?
Speed, maintaining lane, disregard traffic control devices.
Okay, and were you on duty on November 9th, 2021 at approximately 3:40 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay, and did anything happen that afternoon that led to the issuance of a citation in this case?
Yes, I observed a vehicle in the area of East Davidson and Mountain Road that had an improper plate.
And when you say improper plate, what do you mean by that?
That plate did not belong to that vehicle.
Okay. Did you and at that time, did you effectuate a stop?
I did.
Okay. And what kind of vehicle was the vehicle you stopped?
It was a 2003 Ford.
Okay. And at that time, what happened once you effectuated your stop?
I spoke to the driver, informed him the reason of the traffic stop, and then wrote several citations.
Okay. And what did you observe while you were conducting your investigation?
That the driver was suspended, no license. He only had a state ID. There was no insurance on the vehicle, no insurance paperwork, as well as there was a half pint of Hennessy about halfway missing from the container in the center console of the vehicle.
That container appeared to be open.
Yes,
All right. And where was that container?
in the center console cup holder.
And is it what location would that be between as far as the console?
To the right of the driver if he's sitting in the driver's seat.
All right. And how did you discover that the vehicle was not registered?
Through a Secretary of State SOS lien check.
Okay. And as far as improper plates, do you recall what type of vehicle those plates belong to?
A 2004 Explorer, I believe.
Okay. And was that the same vehicle that you stopped?
No, it was not.
Okay. And in the state of Michigan, what does an operator of a vehicle have to have?
A valid driver's license, valid insurance, proper plates, and a registered vehicle.
And did you find that to be true or valid for this particular vehicle?
No, I did not.
And I'm not sure if I asked you this, but how many people were in the car?
One.
Okay. And did you have an opportunity to observe the person in this vehicle?
I did.
Do you recall how long you were able to observe this person?
I believe it was probably a 15-20 minute traffic stop.
Okay. Based on your observations, would you be able to recognize this person?
I would.
And do you see that person in the virtual courtroom today?
I did. I do not now.
Okay. And let's see.
Can you change? Is there a way that you can change your screen so that you can see everyone that's in the courtroom, Officer Backstresser?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm scrolling right now. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. And do you recognize that person in the virtual courtroom today?
I do.
And what is that person, if you could describe what that person may be wearing or what that person looks like?
A goatee, looks like maybe a gray t-shirt.
Okay. And Your Honor, please let the record reflect that the officer has just identified the defendant.
The record shall so reflect.
Okay. And Your Honor, the people would rest with this, and I'm also, for purposes of the record, was this stop made in the city of Detroit?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further of this witness at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Dominic, do you have any questions for Officer Backstresser?
Yes.
You may proceed, sir.
What's his name again? Backstrat.
You can ask him what his name is.
Excuse me, officer. What's your name?
Officer Backtrusser.
Okay, Officer Backstresser. I got a. When you observed the 2003 Ford Explorer, what was your cause for running the plate?
To make sure the vehicle had valid insurance and the registered owner has a valid driver's license.
In the state of Michigan, under federal laws, is it required for somebody to have a license?
Is it required for someone to have a license?
A valid driver's license.
If they're operating a motor vehicle, yes.
So you can't, under the 14th Amendment, you can't operate without a valid license. You don't know, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay. So you ran the plate to see did the person have what? Insurance?
Valid insurance, correct.
Okay, you remember Joseph Dominic?
I'm sorry, who?
Joseph Dominic,
Do I
the
remember?
person that you pulled over,
Correct.
was his hair long or was his hair short?
I would describe it as shorter.
You know you wrong because he had dreadlocks.
Well, Mr.
Objection,
Dominic,
Your Honor.
right, it's sustained. Mr. Dominic, you can, save that for argument, but, you have to, ask questions, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You don't have to apologize, sir.
Officer, can I finish talking to Officer Backstrap?
Yes, you can continue to question him.
Okay, Officer Backstrap. Can't see his face.
You might have to adjust your screen,
On me?
right? If you can't see his face? Or
No.
you might have to wait for him to say something as well.
Yeah. I was waiting on him to say something.
Well, you gotta ask the question.
Back to the plate. So which way y'all was traveling on Miles? Officer Backstrap?
Can you repeat your question?
I said which way they was traveling on Miles?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Which way y'all was traveling on Miles?
From what I recall, I believe it was eastbound Davison and the Mound area.
Is it protocol for y'all to just run people plates?
I believe I asked, that question was asked and answered. Yes, it is, to verify that that vehicle has a proper plate and make sure that vehicle is properly insured.
Around the pandemic time, a lot of cars didn't have plates, right?
I have no knowledge of that.
Okay, another question. So, what else I was gonna ask? Got what I was gonna ask. So you observed a bottle of Hennessy?
That is correct.
You know what Hennessy is?
Yes, I do.
How did you know the bottle was open? And was it
Because
leaking?
it was a clear bottle. I could see that it was halfway missing.
So a bottle justify if it's alcohol or not in there?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
I'm saying, how did you know it was alcohol in there?
Because I
In the
made a
bottle?
note, I noticed that I could smell alcohol on the driver's breath as well.
So why did you give him a breathalyzer?
I can't recall.
So why you take the car again?
I'm sorry?
Why was the car impounded?
Why was it the car impounded?
Yeah.
Why was the car impounded? I think that's what he's asking.
I believe I was trying to use as much officer discretion at the time to not impound the car, as well as probably didn't either get indication of impaired driving, could just smell the simple odor. Made an estimation that maybe only the half pint was missing, half with liquor was missing from the half pint of Hennessy. Not enough to be completely impaired, but that's officer discretion, which most people are grateful for.
So people supposed to be grateful for you breaking the law, huh?
What was that question?
I said people supposed to be grateful for you breaking the law.
For you breaking the law?
No, you breaking the law. What is the protocol
Your Honor,
for
the
officer?
people would object. Defendant is making statements. People supposed to be. Yeah, people supposed to be grateful for you. That's a statement. If you want to ask in a different way, the people.
Well, I'm sorry.
You can rephrase the question, Mr. Dominic.
So,
But I don't even
what
know,
is,
honestly, I don't even know if that question is really relevant.
I'm asking that question because they said at the beginning, what is the proper training? If the proper training for the officer to follow the proper protocol like they said, so why didn't he breathalyze?
Well, I mean, he's already answered that, Mr. Dominic. He said it was officer discretion.
Your Honor,
Well, I
the
got
people
another,
would agree. The question is asked and answered because I believe Officer Backstresser stated that he didn't believe Mr. Dominic to be impaired by liquor.
Any additional questions, Mr. Dominic?
I'm asking then, how would you know how is it alcohol if you don't even know? If you drinking, you're gonna be impaired, right?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I hate to object so much. I know Mr. Dominic is not a lawyer, so I don't want to like keep doing objection, but that's a speculation. A lot of people drink and don't get impaired.
So the speculation is that he thought it was alcohol in the car, right? That's a speculation.
Mr. Dominic, you can also say that for argument. He didn't charge you with impaired, so I don't even think that we
That's
need to even
irrelevant.
go into it. Yeah, I don't think it's really relevant because you weren't charged with that. You can continue to question him about the bottle if you'd like.
Okay. Well, I got another. Well, I don't even know who to ask the question no more. I'm saying that he just said he could pick Joseph Dominic out of the lineup, right?
I can't hear you, sir, but you can.
He just said he could pick Joseph Dominic out of the lineup, right?
You can say that. You can say that for when it's time for you to make your argument.
I don't know when this time gonna be.
I'll let you know when it's time. But did you have any
Okay,
other
well,
questions? Did you have any other questions for Officer Backstresser?
no, I don't have no more questions.
Okay. Any rebuttal questions, Ms. Horn?
Yes, Your Honor. Officer Backstresser, what do you believe Hennessy to be?
Brown liquor, typically described as a cognac.
Okay. And what was the color of the liquor in this half bottle that you found?
It was brown.
Okay. And would you consider you pull the vehicle over for improper plates, correct?
Correct.
And is it legal for officers to run plates just randomly to make sure the vehicle has valid security registration on that vehicle?
That is correct.
And would you say that you're operating under the laws of the state of Michigan?
I would.
Okay. And is that what your training is based on, the laws of the state of Michigan and the United States of America?
It is.
Specifically as a DPD officer, what are the laws that you generally follow?
Are we talking about as a police officer or personally or?
Statutory, meaning is it the Michigan comp laws, the MCL?
Okay.
And are there any other laws that you followed? Does the city of Detroit have an ordinance?
Correct. I follow city ordinances, state law, as well as federal law.
Okay, thank you. And would you say that the probable cause for pulling Mr. Dominic over was the improper plates?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you, Officer Backstresser.
I usually let the prosecutor have the last question, but Mr. Dominic, did you have any other questions for Officer Backstresser?
Yes, I have another question. Under the oath, can I ask that question? Can I use the oath in there? I don't know if I can.
Under the oath in regards to his oath?
Yeah.
What's your question, sir?
I'm saying, do he know any other laws besides state laws? That's the question.
Well, we're only dealing with state laws. We're not dealing with any federal laws or anything. I mean, of course, there's like the Fourth Amendment but I mean, I don't know if that's really an issue here. Usually that's something that you would have to address before we start the trial.
I thought I was gonna have a lawyer, but
Well, you did. You chose to not have Ms. Soroki represent you.
I chose to pick another lawyer, but that's here and there.
You had a
She
lawyer.
got she got the last word because I don't really have no more questions. I have a question for you.
Okay, so you have
Or
no
do
more
I
questions.
talk to her or do I talk to you?
You have no more questions for Officer Backstresser?
Yeah, I don't have no more questions for him.
Okay, so Officer Backstresser, I believe he's excused as a witness unless Ms. Horn, you plan on calling him as a rebuttal witness?
I don't, Your Honor. Thank you, Officer Backstresser.
No, no problem. Thank you.
Do you rest, Ms. Horn?
Yes, the people rest.
Any questions? Mr. Dominic, do you have any witnesses you want to call?
No, I don't have anyone.
Did you want to testify yourself, sir?
Yes. I want to say he said he didn't he know who I am and he picked me out of the lineup. I can't hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me, Judge? I am so sorry. I was looking at myself. I had myself pinned for a minute, but I thought I was muting myself and I muted the court. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna take this off. Remove that pin.
All right.
Thank you,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
yeah. You want to testify, Mr. Dominic?
Yes.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear or affirm to the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Put your hand down. All right, I'm gonna direct your attention. The court will do the questioning to November 9th, 2021 at 3:46 p.m. on that date and time. Were you at or near East Davidson and Mound in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
What were you doing in that area?
Traveling.
You were traveling?
Yes.
By what kind of transportation were you traveling?
Vehicle.
Okay, and where were you in the vehicle? If you were in the vehicle,
Driver.
right? And what happened?
I was pulled over by an officer.
Okay, were you driving?
Yes.
All right, what happened when you were pulled
Traveling.
over? What happened when you were pulled over?
The officer asked me for my ID and registration,
All right, what happened next?
which I told him it was a new vehicle and it wasn't registered.
And what happened next?
He told me I ain't have a license. And I told him under the Fourth Amendment, you don't have to have a license
I'm sorry, repeat that.
to travel. Under the Fourth Amendment, federal law, I have to have a license to travel if I'm not doing commercial, getting paid to travel.
So you told him you didn't have to have a driver's license
Yes.
if you're being paid to travel?
I wasn't paid to travel. I was just traveling.
Okay. And what happened after that?
You say what, Your Honor?
What happened after that?
He told me to get out the car and he was taking me and wrote me tickets. And that's where we at today.
Anything else you want to say?
I want to say he said he could identify me, pick me out the lineup, but he don't even know what I look like.
Okay.
Under oath, how is that working? If he lied to the courts.
Well, I mean, it's up to you to argue that. I've told you like 5 times that you can argue that to the court when it's your turn.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, he's gonna testify to whatever he's gonna testify. You can't make him say anything.
Okay, well, I hold silent to my testimony.
All right. Any cross, Ms. Horn?
You say, huh?
No questions for this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Dominic, you're excused as a witness. Any additional witnesses?
No, ma'am.
Okay, any rebuttal? You rest, Mr. Dominic. Any rebuttal witnesses, Ms. Horn?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
You rest, closing argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. On November 9th, 2021, defendant Mr. Joseph Dominic was pulled over due to improper plates. The officer established and testified that the result of the improper plates led him to the conclusion that that was the probable cause to do further investigation. Our officer, Bass Dresser, consistently testified that the vehicle had no valid insurance, no valid registration, and the driver, Mr. Dominic, did not have a valid license. Mr. Dominic even admitted in his testimony that he doesn't have to have a driver's license to travel. He was driving, he was operating a motor vehicle, and as such, under MCL 257.904 et sec, in the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan, an operator of a motor vehicle must have a valid driver's license, have registered registration on that vehicle, and proper insurance on that vehicle. In addition to, Officer Backstresser also stated that the vehicle for which the plates belonged to did not belong to the vehicle in which Mr. Dominic was driving. Mr. Dominic was driving a 2003 green Ford, and the plates returned back to a 2000 Ford Explorer, which was not the vehicle that Mr. Dominic was driving. In addition to the open intoxicants driver and a motor vehicle charge, Officer Backstresser issued that ticket because it was found, and the people would ask for judicial notice as to a Hennessy bottle. Officer Backstresser knows that a Hennessy bottle is often indicative of liquor, which he specified as cognac, and the bottle was half full, and the substance that was in the vehicle, in the bottle, the liquid, was brown, which is, and he smelled alcohol on the driver's breath, Mr. Dominic. And while he does have the discretion not to file a full-blown OWI investigation against Mr. Dominic, Officer Backstresser, in his discretion, found that he didn't believe that he was impaired by it. So therefore, a PBT test was not administered, but yet a ticket for open alcohol in a motor vehicle was issued, which is a 2-point offense under the Michigan statute. Otherwise, an OWI could have led to 4 points or 6 points. So that is the difference. And other than that, the people have believed that the burden has been proven, that this vehicle was not registered, had no insurance, Mr. Dominic had no license, and there was open alcohol, uncapped, half full, in that motor vehicle. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any argument, Mr. Dominic?
Yes, he never said it. The alcohol that she talked about was uncapped. He never said that. She added stuff to it. And I'm saying he just said he could pick me out the lineup when he does.
We can't hear you. You're muted, Mr. Dominic. You're muted. Go ahead.
With this. Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
The officer lied on the oath. If he picked me out, he said I had a bald head. obviously in the video I have dreads. If y'all was to run the video back, I had dreads. How you know that was me? So he lied on the oath.
All right, any additional argument, Mr. Dominic?
No.
Any rebuttal argument, Ms. Horn?
No rebuttal, Your Honor.
All right, the court has heard from two witnesses. Officer Baxter testified that he, on November 9th, 2021 at 3:41, was on duty, observed a vehicle on East Davidson Mile Road. It had improper plates, stopped the vehicle. It was a 2003 Ford, spoke to the driver, wrote several citations, observed that the driver's license was suspended. There was no insurance on the vehicle. The vehicle was not registered. There was also a half pint of Hennessy in the center console of the vehicle. He testified it was open. It was to the right of the driver who was in the driver's seat. The vehicle was not registered through a lien check. Plates belonged to a 2000 Ford Explorer, which wasn't the vehicle in question. And it said the stop was about 15-20 minutes, and he did identify Mr. Dominic as being the driver on that date and time. Mr. Dominic testified that he was driving the vehicle, and the officer asked for his ID and registration. He stated that the vehicle was not registered, and because the vehicle was new. He also testified that he didn't have a license, but that when traveling, he doesn't have to have a license. And he testified that the officer couldn't identify him because he had locks rather. He had locks at the time of the stop, and obviously does not have locks now. The court has heard the testimony, and will find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty of improper plates, driving while license suspended, as his license was suspended, and he testified himself that he didn't have a license. The vehicle is not insured. The vehicle is not registered. Mr. Dominic admitted himself that the vehicle was not registered. The court will find him not guilty for the open alcohol in a motor vehicle, and we will proceed to sentencing. The court will have a fine of $200 for the improper plates, drive while license suspended, and no insurance. I'll waive the fine for the unregistered or untitled vehicles. So there'll be a total fine of $600. Can you have that fine paid by April 3rd? Mr. Dominic?
Yes.
I'll give you, you can have it by April 3rd. Do you need more time?
Can I get more time?
I'll give you May 1st. Did you have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
You're all set. Good luck to you. Thank you, Officer Baxter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, we still got Mac Rogers. I saw he logged in for a moment. I don't know what happened to him.
So I need to talk to Tamika. I couldn't open any of that stuff, but
I think it's Troy. He left, didn't he? Oh, we're trying to get it so you can have public access, or if you want.
why don't you just talk to me about what proofs you have?
Okay, sure. Okay.
Why don't we work on a resolution first? And I'll have to, can you guys see if he has a phone number? And I could call the gentleman while he was in the hallway?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Tamika, can you, are we?
Yep. Breakout room 1.
For a minute, but they logged off.
They're not open, but yeah. I don't know how to open them. Yeah. I'll just hit open all rooms.
I need to put on the record. What about this Brittany? Instead of trial?
Yeah. Attorney. That's 4-3.
Oh, April 3rd.
April 3rd. Trial.
So I gotta put on the record.